So while it's fresh on our minds, let's talk about Andor episode 1 to 3. I did a watch party over on my Star Wars channel with Joseph. And Joseph, what are your initial thoughts and your reaction to it?
Well, I enjoyed it. It was solid. There was good acting as we discussed. There was good. It was very visually appealing, but
It was
it was slow.
it was really slow start. Obviously when we got to episode 3, it picked up a bit, and I really enjoyed episode 3.
It would be the best episode so far.
Oh, definitely. And 9 episodes to go. I'm excited to see what's next for Andor, and I believe it can be a really good show. Obviously, we've got Tony Gilroy, the guy who was behind Rogue One. He's also behind the Andor show, and yeah, it looks like just a beautiful show. Like you watch this and then you go watch Kenobi, and it just looks so different. Like visually, like Kenobi's budget, it just felt like a fan film. The budget with it, like Kenobi obviously was a high budget, but for a Star Wars film, it wasn't a high budget. But we're not talking about Kenobi. Let's talk about Andor. It was a slow start, as you said. I didn't really know where the show was going after episode 1 and 2, but episode 3 really picked up things and it got better as it all went on. And I'm excited for episode 4 next week. Let's start on our raw reaction and our initial thoughts on Andor episode 1. Now, episode 1, it was very slow. Like, I got quite bored throughout it. I was slouching over, yawning. But I must say, it was a good start to Cassian Andor's perspective on the galaxy and who he is as a character. It shows, his mission, and I would say it sets the show up quite well for what's ahead. Obviously, there isn't too much to talk about for episode 1. It was very, very slow, but it's a good start for Cassian Andor's character, and obviously we know how Cassian's story ends in Rogue One. But now knowing like his start, um, it's good, and also the flashbacks are really nice. We get more of who he is, why he's like who he is, and yeah, it's not a whole lot to talk about for episode 1. But I definitely did enjoy the flashbacks of Cassian when he's younger, and obviously how he you know got to where he is in modern day life in the Andor show, and obviously his adopted mum, I guess you could say, saved him.
Spoilers.
There'll be a spoiler warning at the start. So don't y'all worry. Spoilers all ahead. But yeah, it was really slow. What do you think, Joseph?
Um, I think from the first 5 minutes when the opening right after
Yep.
he was in that club,
Yes.
everything after the two officers was it slowed down. Like it was just kind of shocking
First 5 minutes was like
confrontation.
yeah, like the first 5 minutes they threw it all at us, and then it slowed down. I did like the start, and this show, I must say, visually really nice, cinematography is amazing, acting's amazing, and the music is surprisingly really actually really good.
Something we haven't had in a while.
Yeah, like with the Kenobi show, that was a big flaw in the Kenobi show for myself, was the music. Like, and I'm not sure if you watched the behind the scenes of the Obi-Wan show, but while they were filming the Kenobi versus Vader fight in episode 6, they were playing Duel of the Fates on set.
Oh
So, and like Anakin's
no, I didn't know
and
that.
stuff. But, you know, back to Andor. Kenobi's over. Let's forget about that. But Andor episode 1, yeah, really slow. It does pick up when it gets to episode 3. But episode 2, again, very similar to episode 1. Continuing who Cassian is, his journey, and what leads him to the events of Rogue One, and what leads him to doing that. And his whole mindset, really. We get a better perspective on the galaxy of normal people like just me and you. So it's good not to just have the perspective of all the big enemies and all the big people. Um, so that was something I like, and I'm excited for what's ahead. But yeah, episode 2 really similar to episode 1. The nice flashbacks, which was good. It tells more of Andor's story and continues who he is, what he's doing, why he's doing it, and whatnot. But again, really slow. So yeah, there isn't too much to talk about for episode 1 and 2, and I'm sure as the show goes on, when we get Mon Mothma and Saw Gerrera and all that, it will get better. But now episode 3, things started to really pick up. Your initial thoughts on episode 3?
Oh, it's easily the best episode so far.
Definitely.
We get to see a lot more of these characters. So yes, there's Cassian, but there's also his female companion, which I think her name might be Tina. I'm not sure on that, but
Yeah, something along that lines. Yeah,
but she's definitely interesting. She's an interesting character, but
yeah.
this episode properly introduces a new character
Luthen,
in which,
Luthen Rail, yeah.
and he's very interesting. He knows a lot about our main protagonist.
Yeah, I'm
Um,
excited to see what's ahead for his character and learn more about his character. Seems really
we
interesting. Seems like a cool character.
and we know almost nothing about him,
No,
but he then he's going to push the story. I believe he's gonna
I hope
help
so.
us get
Yeah,
from one thing to another.
yeah, I totally agree. And now at the end of episode 3, obviously they get in their ship, and where are they going? I don't know. Coruscant maybe. Obviously, Mon Mothma's there, and we in the trailer we see she's in the Senate chambers. Are they going there? I don't know, because I could guess that Luthen Rael is maybe a rebel, and is maybe he knows who Cassian is, obviously, and he's maybe trying to recruit him. Um, yeah, episode 3 was definitely the the better episode of what we've got so far. And I'm really glad they released 3 episodes at once. Because imagine if they released just episode 1 or just episode 1 and 2. We'd have to wait that whole week after 2 boring episodes. So I think it's a really smart move from the executives at Lucasfilm for putting 3 episodes out. And I'm glad they did. All the people that
Um,
got you go.
oh, sorry. I think that they would struggle to keep viewers' attention if they didn't release
Ah,
the other episodes.
I definitely agree, and like I'm looking at the Andor reviews now of just in the last 3 hours, and it's really good. It's 4 out of 5, 9 out of 10, 5 out of 5, 93% out of 100%. So it's definitely pushing that A category, that A plus category, and I hope it keeps it up because this show obviously can be amazing. And although episode 1 and 2 were very slow, I do feel as it was a good start to Cassian's story, and I hope we continue to get flashbacks. Obviously, in the trailer, we see clones. I really, really would like to see how clones are involved in the Andor show. Are they flashbacks? I would assume, because I don't know why clones would still be around 5 years before A New Hope. So I hope they don't explain how their clones got phased out and got replaced with stormtroopers, because I do hope we see that in the Bad Batch. But it will be interesting to see how they are involved. I would guess that it's flashbacks of Cassian, because if you guys didn't know, Cassian's family and Cassian, when he was younger, his family was under the Separatists. So maybe it's perspective on Andor under the Separatists, and who knows, the clones are invading them because they're Separatists. So we will have to see. I'm definitely excited for episode 4. But now obviously it's gonna be one weekly episode. Um, but 12 episodes, so 9 episodes to go, definitely can be very strong. And yes, I'm excited for it. Um, Obviously, there's so much more to come on Mothma, the Senate. Could we see Palpatine in the Senate? Maybe. Um, but yeah. What do you think? You reckon we're gonna see Palpatine?
That's a it's a big ask. I think if we will, it will
It
be
would suit to the story
um
because obviously he's the ruler of the galaxy now, and he's the
yeah.
Senate, as he says. Um,
I would enjoy it, but
I, I,
I hope it's just something small, like at the
yeah,
end of Obi-Wan, where it's a kind of
yeah,
just a cameo.
yeah, yeah. Obviously, maybe you could see Mass Meter in the Senate because Palpatine did set Mass Meter's the blue guy that Palpatine
Yeah,
has
yeah,
in the Senate with him. Yeah. He's like Palpatine's speaker. And
yeah.
after like Revenge of the Sith, Palpatine doesn't really do much in the Senate. He just has his little sidekick, Masameda, say everything for him. Palpatine's just in his little hideout, planning everything. Um, Obviously after the sequels, we know that he got involved into a lot of cloning. Uh, so yeah, I think we could see Masameda definitely. Palpatine would be nice. Bail Organa as well. That's a big that's I think we could. Big opportunity there with obviously Mon Mothma and Saw Gerrera. So what's to come next is hopefully going to be really good. Tony Gilroy, the showrunner, writer of this show, he said there's no Jedi, there's no fan service, but I would say adding Palpatine in there isn't fan service because it adds to the story. Palpatine's the ruler of the galaxy, he's the Senate. And if we're going to see the Senate, well, wouldn't it make sense if we see Palpatine or at least feel the presence of Palpatine? So
Yeah.
I wouldn't classify it as fan service. I would classify like the Rise of Skywalker. Great definition of fan service. Say what fan service? They weighed $1.3 billion. Um, and like in the Boba show, the Luke and Mando episodes, that's 100% fan service. That does not add
One
to
hundred
Boba's
percent.
story. So yeah, I don't think Andor will have that. Obviously, Tony Gilroy, very talented person, and not sure if you know, but it's been leaking around Twitter that he's actually signed a contract with Lucasfilm for a
Oh.
movie direction deal. So apparently he's going to be directing a movie. Who knows? Um,
Okay.
that would be good because I really want to go back to theaters and cinemas for a Star Wars movie and just get the hype back of going to a cinema and to watch a Star Wars movie. Um,
I I've only seen Rise of Skywalker in cinemas, so
really?
I need to clean my palate for Star Wars movies in cinemas. It's
Yeah. Well, I don't think we're going to be getting one anytime soon because the Star Wars movie that was meant to be coming out at the end of next year, Star Wars Rogue Squadron by Patty Jenkins, the Wonder Woman director, it's been cancelled. God only knows why, and I don't know why Lucasfilm keep doing this. They announce these shows and movies and projects, video games, and then they're never heard of again. Um, After Solo flopped at the box office, they've just been scared to make another movie. And they now the president of Lucasfilm, Kathleen Kennedy, she put out a statement saying she thinks Solo flopped because there was no deep fake of Harrison Ford. And that's the most BS stuff ever. I don't think it failed because there's no deep fake of Harrison Ford's face. I think it's because it came out a few months after The Last Jedi came out. And after The Last Jedi came out, the Star Wars fandom was ripped in half. Barely anyone was happy with Star Wars at that time. Nobody wanted to go watch another Disney Star Wars project. And her saying, "Oh, maybe if we had Harrison Ford deepfake," that one disrespects the original actor, not the original actor, the
yep.
actor who played Han Solo in the Solo movie. That disrespects him by saying, "Oh, he's not good enough. We should have just done Harrison Ford's deepfake." It flopped, and I think this is the real reason why it flopped because of The Last Jedi. Last Jedi tore the fandom, and that's just my say on it. Um,
Easier to blame the fans than it is to
Blame yourself.
um
Yep,
yeah.
yep. So Rogue Squadron's cancelled. Who knows if they'll come back to it? Probably not, because once they cancel stuff, they don't even put out a proper announcement that they've cancelled it or that they're postponing it. Um, they just change it. With Andor, they didn't say, "Yeah, we're delaying it 3 weeks." They just brought the new trailer out and said, "Oh, we're 3 episodes on 21st of September." There you go. And obviously, we're here now, which is good. And I am enjoying this show so far, and am excited to see what's next. But that's my little rant. um, I just,
Do you think it has the potential to be one of the best Star Wars content that we've had in, say, since Revenge?
no,
You don't think it has the potential to be that good?
Mando. It's gonna be really difficult to beat Mandalorian season 2 finale and Mandalorian show in
Yeah.
general. It it does have the potential. I'll say that it does, but it would be really hard. Maybe after season 2, maybe once we get a season 2. Season
Yep.
two's been already confirmed and greenlit. There, it's already written. It's done. They just got to film it, and they're filming in November. Maybe I don't think from just season 1. Maybe after the second season. Season 2, I would predict to come out not next year because we got so much stuff coming out next year, and they hate overlapping stuff. That's why the Bad Batch got delayed to January 4 from literally September 28. We were meant to be getting Bad Batch season 2 in a week today. They delay it what 3 4 months. But that is what it is. What it is. And yeah, I don't think it does have the potential after 2 seasons. I think, but it's gonna be hard to beat Mando. Mando.
I don't know. I feel like it could be something special.
It can be something special, but I'll say it here: Star Wars. I know Star Wars is a lot more than the Force and lightsabers. I know that, but Star Wars is Star Wars with that stuff, and I
It wouldn't
love
be Star Wars without it.
exactly um this show, like it seems a lot more like mature and for grown-ups. Tony Gilroy even said, "Oh, this show's for adults." A lot of people got offended by that, like a lot of adults that watch Star Wars, because he said, "Oh, this is the first Star Wars project for adults." Um, but it does definitely seem a lot more mature. Just with the whole the dialogue, um, swearing, first time ever in Star Wars. Which is not a bad thing. It being more mature is definitely a different step, and yeah, but I do definitely believe this could be a turning point for Star Wars, for Disney Star Wars, and it could bring the fandom back together. I really hope so. One show that I think will bring the fandom back together is Tales of the Jedi. Now, obviously, that's animated, and not everyone watches the animated stuff. But God, am I hyped for that? You've seen the trailer, right?
I'm very excited.
Oh, yeah,
We get
man.
to see Anakin again. We get to see Obi-Wan. I
Ahsoka.
think Count Dooku's in there.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Count Dooku as when he's on the Jedi Council, and
That's right.
we're gonna see his turn. We're gonna see younger Qui Gon when Count Dooku is Qui Gon's master.
I
Um,
wonder if wonder if they're going to be
Vader.
able to get Liam Neeson back.
Yes,
I know
it's
he
been
wants to.
announced. Liam Neeson will
Is
be.
has it?
Yep, Liam Neeson will be voicing older Qui Gon, and Liam Neeson's son will be voicing younger Qui Gon. Really
Oh,
epic.
that's got me really excited.
Yeah, and you see Yaddle in the trailer.
Yaddle.
Oh, bro, it's gonna be
Is Grogu
so
Yaddle and Yoda's child?
biggest theory out there. Maybe,
It.
maybe not.
I heavily doubt it.
Well, I'll say this. You know how Jedi Council says, "Oh, you can't get married, you can't have kids and whatever."
Yeah.
But Yoda's species, maybe they were going extinct. Maybe they were endangered, and so the Jedi Council allowed Yoda and Yaddle to to produce more of their species. Maybe.
I think it's very unlikely, but it's possible.
I mean, if it would, yeah, it's possible. I don't know. It will be explained one day. Hopefully, I assume it would be. Depends where Star Wars goes. Um, but Andor episode 4, 1 week. I hope it's good. I believe it'll be. I reckon from here, it's gonna get better and better. By the time we get to episode 12, it's gonna be amazing, and fans' minds are gonna be like, "Whoa, whoa! I did not expect that from Andor show." Like going into Andor, like before the watch party, I wasn't that excited. Like I remember when
No one to
Kenobi came
expect.
out, I was oh my god, oh my god. And I'm sure all fans were because it's Obi-Wan Kenobi. But this, I
Yeah.
was just like, okay, let's watch it. But once the Disney Plus logo came up and the Star Wars logo and Lucasfilm logo, I got the chills back. But I definitely enjoyed the first 5 minutes. I enjoyed the whole. I've enjoyed every episode. Was very slow. Episode 3 was very good. I definitely like Luthen Rao. Um, and I want to know more about his character. I want them to expand him, and I hope they go more into detail on who he is, what he's doing, what his role is, and I'm sure they will. He's going to be a big character, and yeah, I'm excited for what's next. And yeah, um, I hope this is a turning point for Star Wars. Like after the sequels, Star Wars they weren't going in a good direction. And then Mando did bring a lot of people back. Literally, you don't even have to be a BA Star Wars fan to watch Mandalorian. Like so many people have watched it. Nearly everybody I know has watched The Mandalorian. Even people that don't like Star Wars who have never watched Star Wars. Everyone just seems to watch The Mandalorian. And it's a great show, Mandalorian, and it's gonna be hard for other shows to compete with it. Um, but no, I hope it's a turning point for Star Wars. I hope we get more movies. Tony Gilroy's movie, but my biggest thing is they've gave Tony Gilroy now a contract to make a movie, but not Dave Filoni.
Yeah, it's kind of got me a little worried.
Yeah, like I understand Dave Filoni's doing all these other shows, but you prioritize a movie over a show. Cut down the amount of shows he's doing. Focus on a movie. It's Dave Filoni. He's no Star Wars better than anybody at Lucasfilm. He's literally George Lucas's apprentice. And he was at Lucasfilm when George Lucas was still in. He was at Lucasfilm when George was still in control. And thankfully, um, Disney didn't get rid of him when Lucas sold it. That would have been bad. And I don't think Star Wars would. I reckon Star Wars would be dead. But yeah, Tony Gilroy,
Him and Favreau.
him and Favreau, yeah, Dave Filoni, John Favreau, they're the saving grace for Star Wars. They're keeping it alive, and now I feel like Tony Gilroy is doing the same now. If Andor continues to go on where it's going, and I think once we get to season 2, it's gonna be amazing, and fans are gonna love it. I feel like season 2 would definitely be better because then we could get more of the Death Star stuff. We could get so much more. Jin Urso. Um, so I'm down for an Andor season 2. But yeah. Um, obviously only 3 episodes in, 9 episodes to go. And again, going back to Kenobi, like Kenobi was 6 episodes, and Andor is twice that. It's double that. It's 12 episodes, and the length of the episodes are about the same. The 38-minute mark to the 45-minute mark. Kenobi was that. So was Andor, and Andor has double the episodes. So I don't know what they went wrong with Kenobi. Wouldn't they prioritize so much stuff to Kenobi? It's a legacy character, most anticipated show ever on all of Star Wars. Um, but I guess they don't
And then
understand that.
you got to think the inclusion of Leia as well in the show.
Yeah, yeah.
It's I want to know who made that decision because I think if you ask anybody, I'd say Obi-Wan is in their top 5 favorite characters
Oh
in
yeah,
all of Star Wars.
he's my second favorite character, and
Yeah.
after Yoda. So yeah, I was disappointed with the Kenobi show. Obviously, I don't want to focus on it too much, but um, there were some epic moments in it. Obviously the Vader and Kenobi fight, the Anakin flashbacks. There were amazing moments in it that I absolutely loved. But other
Yeah.
stuff as well. This other stuff outweighed the good stuff. The bad stuff outweighed the good stuff, in my opinion. Um, but no, with Andor, I don't really have anything to criticize apart from it being slow. But that's not a bad thing, it can be a good thing because it starts the story. It clearly shows what is going to happen, who Cassian is, how he gets to where he is in Rogue One, and so I'm thrilled to continue his story. Um, Yeah, Andor acting's amazing, cinematography's amazing, visually it's amazing, the soundtrack, the music is amazing, the visual effects is amazing. The backdrops are amazing, the scenery. So I'm definitely excited for the rest of the show. And yeah, do you have anything else you want to say about Andor before we move on? Obviously, we'll be able to talk about Andor more once and more episodes come out and more things start to become fluent. But you got anything else to say about it?
Um, no, I think you covered it all.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't have we don't have much to criticize about it. It was really good, and I'm excited for episode 4.